A major development in the missing Texas mom case of Suzanne Simpson. The mother of two, now missing for 2 months. Her husband, Brad Simpson, is facing several charges, including murder. Joining us live from Texas is Court TV field reporter Cody Thomas. Cody, nice to see you. What's the latest? You're there on the ground in San Antonio.
Well, good afternoon, Matt. Of course, the big news earlier this week was that indictment coming down against Brad Simpson for the murder of his wife, Suzanne Simpson. But now, the latest big news, according to that indictment, is that Suzanne Simpson's DNA was actually found on an electric saw owned by Brad, which is huge news. And it's important because, remember, Brad is also charged, along with murder, with tampering with evidence, and that, according to the indictment, involves this saw, because police say that during their investigation, Brad, knowing they had the investigation going on into the disappearance of his wife, tried to conceal and hide that saw. So this is just another piece of evidence, along with the mountain of evidence that police say they claim to have against him. And Matt, just to kind of get a better feel of that mountain of evidence, I actually followed the list of locations according to the police affidavit that released a couple of days ago as to what they say about what Brad Simpson did in the hours following Suzanne's disappearance. Take a look at a portion of those locations that I went to right here.
The police affidavit says he comes right over here around 9:53 a.m. to this Home Depot that's right across the street. Now, while at this Home Depot, it has been logged in those documents that Brad Simpson buys 2 bags of Quikrete cement, a construction bucket with a lid, heavy-duty trash bags, a 30-ounce bottle of Clorox disinfectant, and insect repellent. Now, mind you, the police affidavit also says while he's in this parking lot, he asks a random stranger for directions to the nearest dump. And that brings us here to the Kendall County solid waste site. Now, according to the police affidavit, after Brad Simpson is recorded at the Home Depot, there's no specific timestamp, but his vehicle location data picks his GMC Sierra, that black truck, up in the area near this solid waste site.
And Matt, of course, we know Suzanne's remains still have yet to be found, but unfortunately, with this new development of her DNA being on that saw, we kind of have a better idea of what may have happened in those hours following her disappearance.
Yeah, and then after he goes to the dump, the affidavit shows that he is seen on other surveillance cameras in the area at a fast food place and getting food, and things are missing from the truck that were spotted earlier. All right, Cody, great work there. So you spoke with Brad Simpson's attorney. What's he have to say?
Yeah, Matt, I did reach out to Brad Simpson's court-appointed defense attorney, Stephen Gilmore, regarding the indictment that came down earlier this week. He told me that he did not have a comment at this time, but then he also told me that on Wednesday of this week, they filed a motion to quash that indictment. And after reviewing some of that motion, it pretty much outlines why they believe the indictment is vague, ambiguous, and why they question its validity. And they are asking the court to consider voiding that indictment altogether. So the push for Brad's innocence on his defense attorney's side is still very much so strong right now.
And of course, we like to stay victim focused. Have you heard from any family members?
I reached out to a bunch of family all this week, Matt. It's kind of been radio silence on both sides, and understandably so. But Brad's brother, Barton Simpson, who was vocal at the press conference after Brad was officially charged with Suzanne's murder, released this statement on Facebook after the indictment came down. It says, in part, "We urge Brad to do the right thing by fully cooperating with the authorities. For the sake of his children and the family who loves him, we ask him to accept responsibility and place himself at the mercy of the court." Now, Matt, what I gather from this statement is that Barton Simpson is not necessarily taking the side of his brother. He's not necessarily taking the side of Suzanne and her family, but he's taking the side of justice being served in this case.
Cody Thomas investigating the case for us. Thank you so much. We'll check in with you later today.